Spears and Steinberg.
You know what the it is?
Aries and Andy, Jew and the Jerk.
You know it's time to get this work.
The real raw, gutter, uncut, cold. No political corrections.
Always sleep.
Being awoke. We discuss politics and jokes.
Scribe, we lit.
There's levels to this shit. Before you was on your mama.
Aries Spears don't give a fuck.
We talk about race a lot, racism,
Sexism,
much love to my loyal bag holders,
rollers, loaders.
we got them in the folders.
The whole world on our shoulders.
Spears and Steinberg.
Yeah.
Aries.
Yo,
Yeah, what movie did we go see yesterday?
we ride together, we die together, we bad comics for life. Oh, Steve, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when we come for you? I always feel like I'm Jordan. I came out of retirement one time to put on a jersey and play. You know, that old Steve was by me, God damn it. Marquise Ramos.
We didn't record that. No, I'm just with you.
Dude, don't do that. Don't do that, man.
You were so happy with it. I just couldn't let you have it all the way. You should have seen your face. Everybody's going to see your face.
Yeah. Hey, Aries and Andy, I hope all is good, well, and all. That happy. I'm a few months away from being caught up with the current episodes. I'm currently at the October 2023 episode, Andy's Breakdown. I'd like to rewind for a second to the episode, grind out for a minute. In this episode, it was revolving around the gun control issue, and once Aries screamed at Andy to knock that off in regards to his naivete, I was almost expecting Aries to swing on Andy and a brawl would take place during the podcast, which I think we all know would have been pretty but extremely funny at the same time. I have a term for both of you in regards to the extremity of your racial topics. I call it PTRD, post-traumatic race discussion. You guys will probably be suffering from it when you guys are in your hunchback walking with a cane days. I would like to elaborate on the gun issue, but I'm currently on my lunch break, so I have to save that for a future email. Anyway, keep producing the great content. Peace out for now. You know, I will say this, Andy, in your defense, where I do see the value in you saying people should listen now is because it's like, there's a part of me that goes, what am I going to say about that? That was so old. And I know the issue he's talking about, Kyle Rittenhouse, but it's like, why do we need to revisit that? We're so advanced in what we talk about now that to go back to that is like, let's blow the dust off this topic.
Well, I think, though, that what people have to understand is, and we've talked about this on the podcast, too, so you've heard this. Aries and I can have the most heated discussion. We can yell and scream at each other.
It's been a minute, though.
Yeah. Yeah,
Since we had a heated discussion.
Yeah, but we can have that discussion. And then we turn off the camera and we go where we're going to lunch.
Yeah.
It's
You really think you bad, don't you?
we like to have the discussion because I think that what people need to understand is that you can have heated discussions and still be friends. And I think that's the most important. That is what I think is the most important thing that comes out of any of our conversations. We can actually disagree. I don't understand this world that disagreement means that you can't talk to that other person anymore.
Now, I'm going to be honest. Sometimes when we've had those heated discussions and we go eat, I be watching Andy chew and I just be wanting to take whatever he's eating and cram that down his throat. But, you know, I let the Jew live, man.
But you're allowed to disagree. History is made up of people that have disagreed and argued constantly and then talked and out and comes a resolve. You can't just say you're either this or you're that. We're not. We don't live that way, man. I don't understand why we're trying to do that now. You got to have conversations. We got to have some understanding between each other, and even just the right to be friends and still be able to disagree is so important because we do have different things that happen in our life that make us feel the way that we feel, and you can't deny our history, your past, and what builds and makes you. So. Fuck that. We're allowed to disagree. And I love it that we disagree. And I love that we disagree passionately sometimes.
And contrary to popular belief, I am the head in charge. Let's go get something to eat. You really think you bad, don't you? I love that shit.
It's great.
Darren Williams. Oh, Yo, Aries and Andy, listening to the show, and I heard you talk about old chicks you off to as a kid. My top 5 for material as a kid was 1, Jack A from 227. I agree.
Yeah.
Vicki Lawrence from Mama's Family. Well, you know what? If I'm allowed to have Ruth McClanahan, you're allowed to have Vicki Lawrence. Mary Ann, Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
Was she the movie star or the other one?
she was the country girl.
Oh, okay.
She was the one who always wore the short shorts.
Listen, Mary Ann, who was the other one, the movie star?
That was the redhead that's
not a real name, the character name.
No.
Whatever.
Ginger.
Whatever it is, both them could get a banging from me.
Yeah, but okay, let's just be really honest though. If you're on a desert island, you're not going to have makeup, not going to have blow dryers, you're not going to get done up.
I prefer my looking like a mistake.
That's why Mary Ann's going to look. She's always going to wake up. She's the fresh looking one.
And if I'm being honest, I'm going to smother Mr. Howe with a coconut just so I can get to Mrs. Howe. The from Weird Science don't know her name. How dare you? That's Kelly LeBrock. You cannot put her in the young teen Hall of Fame and not know Kelly LeBrock.
Yeah, but he said, he even starts off with old. She is not old in this at all. They were young.
Yeah. Come on.
That's
man.
in the wrong category.
Now, Kelly LeBrock, she did that show. What's that show on VH1 about the celebrities losing weight?
Yeah, too fat to keep going in Hollywood. I don't know what it is.
Well, it's funny. Celebrity Fit Club.
Yeah.
She was on that, and it was like, damn, son. But when she was in Weird Science, man, and fifth is Vanity. My man, that a boy.
But again, she's young. She's not.
Well, no, he's just saying.
Yeah, I get what he's saying.
Now, I guess.
Okay, yeah. No, yeah, you're not.
Vanity, boy. Whew. Honorable mentions, yes, it goes to Blanche from Golden Girls and Lucille Ball. Is a young Lucille Ball hot?
Yes. Not.
You think so?
I Love Lucy is not what makes her hot. Go to her old black and white movies.
I've never seen anything by her, but I Love Lucy.
She's a piece, man.
Really? Mm-hmm. She's a piece. I like that. She's a piece. I'm going to use that. I'm taking that. Yo, look at that bitch right there, man. She's a piece. I like that.
Yeah, no, she's nice.
You guys be cool. Hope to catch y'all again if you ever come back to Cleveland. I hate I missed y'all this last time. You Cleveland nigga, Darren. Oh, this is you. Okay. Yeah, Darren, I'm not mad at your list, brother.
Yeah, if it's in the right, as Aries changed the context of it, it's not a bad list at all.
Yeah. Cameron Palmer, episode 279 comment. Hello again, double AI. Oh, double A. I was watching, see, there's no period or no comma. That's why I thought it was AI. Watching one of your old episodes trying to catch up, I noticed that guys thought about giving fans stickers for when they come to your show and talk to you. I think a custom badge or a coin would be better. Badge ideas. Andy's, Handy's, badge holders, Spears and Steinberg, and etc.
I think I can do pins like those. Yeah, we could do those. We could do those, and we could do them inexpensively and have them out there.
Right.
And be reasonable about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do a $5 badge. Like a
charge.
Yeah, for pin. Just come and grab some pins, man.
Oh, okay.
Or we could do them big. If we do them smaller, we can do them even cheaper. But I think that would be kind of fun to have. Or sell them on the Patreon.
I say we test your fandom, and if you're really a fan of the podcast, instead of pins, we brand you. With hot iron.
You're in the Spears and Steinberg fraternity.
Yeah, I'm saying. Yeah. Rand Foots. Yo, it's Rand Foots. I've been here, still here. I know was looking for me in the cabin. I mind my business and keep it moving. I appreciate the growth of the show. Aries, I appreciate your voice, my brother. And Andy, give yourself more credit. You both have great chemistry. Now, the real reason for my absence, I've been going through a lot this year. I had an estranged aunt that was killed on a Chicago train. Damn. To my knowledge, I didn't know my aunt was in the Chicago area, homeless and destitute. A life of drugs and mental illness. It ripped my family to shreds, and it was on the news. My mother was in the news. In February, she came to visit, and we had to identify the body in the morgue. Family is family, but when family is and grandma is gone, there's no togetherness. Me and another aunt of mine fell out over this, so this 2024 is a hell of a damn year. Be blessed. Damn, Rand.
Dude, I feel there's no words for that, but dude, I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. Ditto. Condolences, brother.
That's hard on any family.
Yeah, that's number love to you, man. And for whatever it's worth, whatever support put in the air, that's for you. All right.
Now I know why he stays in the woods.
Yeah, man. That's it. Take it levity. I know you and I both got something from Black Stan, but before I dive into it, if I dive into it, is it long?
No, he broke them up. So
I got 3, so they're long.
Do one, and then next week we'll do another one.
You have to treat this like the 60s Batman TV show and tune in next week.
Dude, I got the coolest Batman poster.
Oh, yeah?
From that television show. It's inspired by the show. It's so cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Rob Dorsey, not a white tiger. What's up, my guys? Much love from your boy Rob. I'm a that's so Americanly black that I grew up in the projects. Half of my childhood friends are either dead, in jail, or never got caught. And I hate wearing shoes without socks or anything that'll have my toes out. I'm so black, I can't let you call me a white tiger after I say what I'm fit to say, LMAO. I was raised by a Black Panther and a drug dealer. If anything, I'm a black tiger. I say all that to say this. Trail mix, sushi, and hiking on mountains is fire. One of my favorite dates I went on was in LA when the chick showed me Runyon Canyon and I climbed some rocks with her sexy Dominican ass. And she's a black tiger too, because she don't do that. I know black, LOL. But yeah, the trail mix with the yogurt bites and the sushi with that ahi tuna is awesome. I've been working since I was 13, so in these 23 years, I was able to meet a lot of people that helped me get these experiences. I understand that the only thing keeping us black people from these things is a lack of opportunity and miseducation from generations before us. Now, about this raw meat, I like raw. Well, who don't? But it's some foods like fish that are good raw too, LOL. Andy is right about us black folks overcooking food, but it's only overcooked to people who want to follow food safety guidelines.
That's true too.
They have temperature recommendations for each type of meat that says you cook a meat to a certain temp to be safe to eat. A group of cannibalistic decided that anything beyond the minimum cook time is overcooking and determined that because blacks like our food to be visibly safe to eat, that we overcook. It's still delicious though, because you can't beat the seasoning. Andy had a funny ass line too. He said, that's why we aren't running to those barbecues, LMAO. That was hilarious. Anyway, I'm done with my tangent. Much love to you fellas. Keep on kicking ass. And whenever I get A&A Ale at the bar, I'm asking them, what's the damage? Much love, y'all. Rob. Rob, you know, when you say trail mix with the yogurt bites and the sushi with the ahi tuna, you might as well have your toes out, B.
You had that tuna the other when we were in Florida.
Maybe let me take the tuna and the sushi off the table. But trail mixed with the yogurt bites, it don't get no more moist than that.
No, man, I'm telling you.
A yogurt bites, is that hard? Something?
No, it's a soft little yogurt. Sometimes the raisins are covered in the
yogurt.
A lot of times it's called carob too because it's not actual yogurt. Yeah, man, that stuff's good, dude. I'm telling you, and he said it in there. The more mainstream, more freedom, the more people feel good, the more everybody has the same opportunity. Man, everybody's gonna want all the stuff. It tastes good. It makes your taste buds tingle a little bit. You taste all the different flavors, and it brings that out. There's nothing like when you're eating a little bunch of nuts from whatever the trail mix is.
Trader Joe's.
Maybe you get a little cranberry, a dried cranberry in there that pops and gives you that little different. I'm telling you, man, you need all that. You need to challenge your taste buds to taste everything.
I don't want nothing popping in my mouth,
dude. But the reason a lot of dude, I'm not making this. This goes back to class. The class system. The reason a lot of people, especially if you go into economic, impoverished areas, the reason they cook their meat so much is because they didn't get the first grade of meat. And you had to cook it well done, because otherwise there was problems with it. That's really where that came from. That's where a lot of, even in French cooking, the sauces come from covering up bad meat. That's from old. I'm not talking like 100 years ago. I'm talking hundreds of years ago. That's where this comes from.
So obviously aren't sauces meant to enhance flavor?
Now, but a lot of sauces that are overpowering were made to cover up maybe a little funk on the meat.
Really?
Yeah. Because they didn't have refrigeration. They didn't have the same things that we have today.
So what, like technically sauce doesn't really belong on meat?
Some sauces are overpowering. They're made for different reasons. But and you overcooked it because your meat, you wanted to make sure that your meat wasn't going to poison you. That's really why people overcooked. And as we have better refrigeration, better quality of meat and transportation for our foods, even though we're having a lot of problems with that right now, you didn't have to cook it all the way. But when he said that too about food, a lot of people will go to a nice restaurant or a decent restaurant and order their burger medium. But because it's ground meat and and it's different, you don't know exactly everything about that meat, people want to cook it well done. That's why when you go to a burger place, it's still kind of pretty good. They don't want to cook it medium. They want to cook it like the change. Like if you went to Five Guys, they want to cook it fully cooked. They don't want any pink in it.
I can't imagine a burger without ketchup.
Well, I don't put ketchup on anything. I barely put it on French fries.
You don't put ketchup on your burger?
No way.
Really? So
Must be pickled lettuce, little onion.
Wow.
That's it. Some salt and pepper. That's it. That's all it's supposed to have. To me, that's all it has. And if I don't have mustard, I'm okay with that too.
Like, dude, I've eaten a steak. Well, not a whole steak. I can have a couple bites without it. But that A1, man, that A1 just gives it that kiss.
Dude, I'd rather have a steak that's cooked in medium, well cooked, get that little crust on the outside, salt, pepper, some other seasonings, a little garlic, especially if it's basted in butter when they're cooking it. I don't need nothing else on that. I want to taste that. That animal gave up its life so you could taste it. Taste it. Put some A1 on an apple and eat that if that's what you want to taste.
Dude, they got something they call, I guess they label it big back activities. Have you heard this? It's that real fat people do. Like you know what I'm saying? Like when you see somebody do something so gluttonous that they go, man, with this big back activities. Dude, I saw a dude and the comments were, a couple people were going, I don't know if I'm mad at that. I might try that. That looked like that could be good. Couple dudes was taking chicken sandwiches, Chick-fil-A, wherever, Popeyes, and putting vanilla ice cream on it.
I don't know about that one.
I don't either, but people were like, yo, that low key looked good. Vanilla ice cream on a fried chicken sandwich.
No, I don't think I could do that. The strangest thing I ever did that's even close to that is we did peanut butter on a burger.
No, I could never do that. And again, I've never tried it, but I totally felt where Guy Fieri was coming from when one of his first episodes, he tried a peanut butter burger. And listen, when you watch that show, 99.9.9.9% of the time, he likes everything. It was the first time I ever seen him. He took a bite and went, nope. I absolutely don't enjoy that.
It's a weird texture. I had a jalapeno cream cheese burger, though, that was delicious. But that seems kind of right because it's cream cheese. It's a cheese still. But it's more of a spread. But I like when people mess with burgers. I just don't think that I want to mess with chicken. Fried chicken like that. It doesn't sound right to me.
The only thing that goes on fried chicken is hot sauce and lips.
I like honey hot though, like that honey hot sauce that you can put on it, or even syrup though. I could see syrup on a fried chicken.
No,
yeah, because that the breading it pops.
No, well then why not? Why not ice cream? It's sweet.
I know, but it's milk.
Ah, that's what it is for you.
Yeah, and it's gonna melt, and it's gonna be a milky mess. To me, that just doesn't work.
Right. Kent Williams, random things. What's up, fellas? First time email sender. Steve, do it. Been listening to the podcast for a few podcasts.
No, he's right, because this is the email episode. This is where you get podcasts.
Yeah. Podgas. That's nice. Podgas. Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, man, your noodle is at work now. But listening to the podcast for a few months now, let me hear it. Well, you just did. I just want to say I've been enjoying listening to the podcast for a while. Appreciate the real y'all talk about. Hopefully you guys read this. Well, we are. I'm getting straight to the point. One of the combos y'all had a few episodes back was about black people, podcast, and their level of blackness. I'm in my mid-30s, grew up military brat and a barber. I'm originally from Cali, but grew up in a military town in Texas where I'm currently at. Now, I know I passed the black test, and not just because of how black my skin is, but what is annoying at times is whenever I hear the conversation of people saying who's really black and who's not. Now, I know I don't give off a vibe that I went to an HBCU or was on the step team, but what's annoying is some people think that guys like me who didn't grow up in a predominantly black cultured area are basically Carltons. I've been told by a few people who aren't black that I'm whitewashed. I take that as a slap in the face because I have some close friends I grew up with that are also military brats in the same situation. I want to say I don't care because these ain't telling me this and has never had told me that. But because these are people that I've been around for years, say it from time to time and in front of other non-black people makes me want to correct them on their ignorance. We are raised to not like black stereotypes. And by that, I mean with the sagging pants, ebonics and stuff. Me and my friends all went to college and have educated parents, of course, in the military that were strict. So we got our asses whooped if they caught us trying to look or act like basic. Whenever we've heard people say stuff like we're whitewashed, just shows us the type of black people or the lack of black people they've been around. Like I said earlier, I work at a barbershop for around 10 years. And most of the time I've been the token. And because of that, I low-key have to code switch. Now, I don't mean I speak like a white guy, but I have to talk slightly different from when I'm hanging out. I never say in front of them because they're mixed company. And out here, you don't want them thinking if I say it all the time, they can say it. But because of that, I'm educated, don't stick to just all black TV shows and movies, and I don't act like 2 Chainz or the typical black guy in a Tyler Perry movie. I'm considered whitewashed. I love all women, but of course, black women are the top of my list. But where I grew up, we're surrounded by other races. So what are your thoughts on that? Appreciate it, fellas. Keep up the entertainment, and shout out to Steve. P.S. Did you notice how well I did with the grammar with this email? I got you. You proved it to me. You're not the basic.
Can we use BN?
Basic nigga? You can.
I just love that. I love basic in front of anything.
And it sounded military too.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Sergeant? I don't know how to put that in a joke yet, but I feel something. Listen, man, there is absolutely nothing wrong with being cultured. And I've said this at times to myself in solace. But then I've also maybe said it to Andy, and where some might have a problem with me saying this to a white guy, you know, me and Andy are beyond race. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking to a friend, and I just, you know, listen, man, sometimes I really catch myself being prejudiced against my own people because I don't like some of the shit that we do. I don't like it. You know, and for some of the black people that are calling you whitewashed, they're calling you that because they can't expand. They can't grow.
But is he saying they're white people that are calling them whitewashed?
I think he's saying black people.
I thought he said non-black, or they say it around.
Ain't no white person telling a black person you're whitewashed.
Okay, but he did say they say it in front of white people.
Yes, they might say it in front, which is never act out in front of company. What stays in the locker room, it was in the locker room, stay in the locker room. But I'm just saying, like, there are certain black people. Again, when I hear when black people, this is my city. This is a motherfucker that's never been outside of their radius. And I think the most tragic thing you can do in life is not explore, not grow. Get a passport. Go see other countries, other continents. You know, appreciate other cultures. And life has so much to offer. Why would you want to stay in a box of just what you know? You know, and to me, you know, what a way to grow your level of intelligence by putting yourself in places where you get to learn something, embrace something new. And there are some black people who see that as being whitewashed, who see that as like Chris Rock's joke. Again, well, what I understand the brilliance. Don't make me laugh, but I get him when he goes, oh, you a smarty eye. What you think because you went to college or you read? What you think you smarter than me? Real question is, can you whoop my ass? And that's all they got to lean on is the streets, their environment, what they grew up in, the hood, the ghetto. And I think that's a horrible way to be. You know, I would think you would want to grow out of that. You would want to know what else exists out there besides this. Because if that's it, if that's all you got, man, life is already hard enough. That just to me is even more depressing.
I think that
life is fun when you experience new.
I want to say something, but this is really not my.
Yes, area. It is. Yes, it is.
But
yes,
it really isn't. I think that the fact that the advantage in this white thing is that it isn't a monolith. It moves where white people can go. They're white, but I'm not that white. Or they're those, but they can separate from it. But you said something that, you know, it really resonates with me. You know, you had to, because of what the country was, you had to stick together. And so it's almost like there is every blackness represents blackness in this country. And that's not fair. It's not fair because just because someone goes to college and someone doesn't go to college, someone who wants to stay and become a townie and live in their environment that they grew up in or can't get out of their environment, that isn't fair. That's the reflection of you. White people get to move away from from negative reflections. Black people don't, and not here. I'm talking about in their own community. I'm not even talking about to white people. If you can't escape it in your community, how does it escape in the white community? I think this is the challenge. I think this is the thing that I've always kind of wrestled with, where I'm going, we're all the same, but are we? And does our culture allow us to be the same? It doesn't. And I think that's where the breakdown is. I have noticed from my experience with you, that black people are much harder on other black people than, I can't say that white people haven't been harder on black people, but culturally, I think you guys are harder on each other than white people are hard on themselves.
And at times, I think it's justified.
It is, but I'm saying that is tough, though, because you need to be able to move out and you need to be able to experience different, like you said, experience different things. And blackness isn't America. I mean, blackness is all over the world. And when you experience, like you said, other cultures of blackness, other areas, other places, it opens you up to so much more.
And, you know, like I was saying, you know, and listen, I get it. I understand. You know, a Southern culture is not going to be the same as a Northern culture in terms of blackness. And I can accept that because we're not just one thing. But there's never any reason to have your ass out of your pants. There's no reason for you to be in an airport with pajamas on and a hair bonnet. There's no reason for you to say, hide ears, it good.
Okay, but
I can't excuse that. And that's where we should be harder on each other.
Yeah, and I get that, and you guys are. But here's my question. If a white dude shows up at the airport in slippers and pajamas, does anybody think twice about it?
I've never seen a white dude show up at the airport in slippers and pajamas, Andy.
If you did, would you think that was a reflection on all white people?
If I had wings, I'd fly amongst the eagles, nigga. I've never seen a white dude do that. Now, I will say this. I may be seeing some white broads with pajama pants and Ugg boots.
Yeah, and curlers. I've seen them with curlers.
I've never seen a white woman in curlers ever.
I've seen them with a scarf on and curlers, yeah.
There might be a white woman with a scarf and curlers on sitting next to a plane in a junkyard. But never in an airport have I seen that.
Okay.
You know, I'm just saying, man, it's like, I love that line that Jadakiss had in one of his rhymes. And he goes, God, what'd he say? And when my son, something about if you taking care of my son, take him to the Gucci stores and show him the loafs. I ain't showing you some, I'm just showing you growth. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't just gotta be about Jordans and, you know what I'm saying, Timbs. Take him to the Gucci store and show him the loafs. I ain't trying to be arrogant, I'm just showing you growth. There's nothing wrong with that. And like I said, I always give it, and I'm being funny and I'm tongue in cheek in it, but it's like, look, I'm a diehard New Yorker. I'm a diehard East Coast. I'm a city boy. My name is Gibson. I'm a city boy. I'm from New York City. Let's talk turkey. That's who I am. So, but I got respect and love for my Southern brothers and sisters, even though I with you. You know what I mean? And I'm sure they with us. Like, them motherfuckers be talking properly, be talking correctly. Motherfuckers be using real English, man. And nigga be talking all proper and articulate. Who they think they is. But I'm just saying, like, I love you guys, but I understand Southern culture is a real culture. It doesn't make them any less black. But I can't excuse ignorance. I can't excuse mispronunciation. You know, with the ear, high ear, good. No.
Don't forget orange.
Orange. I'm not doing that.
But listen, there's a rhythm.
And I'm just saying, some of those people are the ones that will call him whitewashed because he doesn't speak like that.
But there is a rhythm to some of the way that black men speak, where they might leave out a conjunction because it sounds because it rolls.
You're right. And you know what? Let me go ahead and co-sign that. Listen, Northern talk with that you're talking about too, where we might to put some spice on some shit. You know what I'm saying? What up, baby? You know, we do it too. But damn, man, I don't know. I guess I'm just being biased.
Well, you know, I here. Let me do this way. I think this is the famous quote that I don't think anybody's ever got away from. I think it's kind of forgotten though. It's when that one Supreme Court justice said, you know, we're not going to really. They didn't really write down the definition of because they said you can't really define, but you know when you see. So there's a difference between having swag and not having a command of the English language. And you know the difference when you hear it. And I think that's what it is. And that's what it infuriates you when you hear it. Right. Because you feel it brings down the value of the whole community when someone isn't bringing that together, right?
Yeah, I just, you know, and I don't know if I said this on the podcast. I think I did. But that's like, I hear so many black people say, is where R should be. What is you saying? Where is you going? What is you doing? It's R. A-R-E. What are you saying? Where are you going? What are you doing? Not is you. Is you. Where is you? What is you? I can't stand that. I can't stand it.
Does axe bother you?
Yes, but I know it's ask, but sometimes I get caught up in it. My baby me up because
it's the rhythm though.
No. She would say, some people just, for whatever reason, their tongue just don't match, something is off. And she would always say asked, A-S-T. And because I heard her say it so much, I started slipping on that. But she'll give me because I say, hey man, I'm going to the bathroom. She goes, it's bathroom. Not bath. But that's New York.
Yeah, but it's actually
going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
DMC, again, New York. Hey man, you get that album? Yo, I love that record.
Yeah.
But record.
Yeah. Because it's part of that, you know, it has that. And
all I'm saying is we right. The rest of them is wrong. And by the way, Kent, that really was a well-written email. Thank you for that. You didn't have me all over the place. Todd Mitchell. I'm Todd, and I would like tickets to your Albany show for my fiance's birthday. I want her to see the GOAT. Well, I wasn't going to do it, but then you said GOAT. So I got you, Todd. Hit me up either via email or Instagram or both the night before the show.
You know, I got to tell you, though, this bothers me because going back to what you the other one, and you correct me on this one. You know what word I hate, and it's not defined. It's not black. It's not white. It's an undefined word. I hate when people say I texted it. I texted.
Oh, that's just
it's text. There's no need for anything else. It isn't in the past, present, or future. It's text. I text.
Right.
I didn't texted. I'm not going to. I'm not. Texting is the only one that is. I'm texting you right now, but I text. I hate texted. That's the one that bothers me.
Yeah.
And there's no definition on that
people
one.
who go irregardless. It's regardless. It's no ear. Dude, there was a funny moment. They always used to. Rich Voss was always the punching bag for whenever Opie and Anthony, Jim Norton, and Patrice all got together. They always said he's the stupid one in the crew. And at one point, he tried to say Schenectady. And I think he said Skididetity. And then Jim Norton goes, yeah, you are absurdly stupid. He said, you wouldn't say would-didn't.
Dude, I think that's what I'm always disappointed is that I wasn't around in that time where I could have enjoyed that group.
Man, I would have given anything to be a part of that group. Because honestly, I think it can't help but comedically make your skin thicker.
Yeah, but you know what the other thing is too? I met Jim in Phoenix. And I was like, this is Jim Norton, And then I talked to him. And Jim is so uncomfortable around people that he doesn't know.
Really?
I didn't meet that Jim. I would love to see the comfortable Jim, the Jim who's like, I'm comfortable with everything. Yeah. And he does not like being out of New York as far as I could see. Right. He really felt like it was like a fish out of water kind of thing. And then having the right people around him was important to him.
Right.
And, he was just very, it was a very different kind of Jim. And you saw glimpses of it, but it wasn't that. And I just want to be around them when they're being them. That's why I love the green room so much. When they're in their green room and they're comfortable and they're really feeling like, okay, this is my domain here. That's what I love about it.
Dude, there was a moment I saw on TikTok, I think it was yesterday, where it was a clip, and I had to follow it. It's just clips of Opie and Anthony where you can hear the dialogue, but there's visuals too. So there was a clip of Anthony Cumia and Jim Norton, and Anthony is going, people give me a lot of shit because when you look at the spelling of my last name, Cumia, it's C-U-M. So he goes, it's like I have in my name, and there was a beat, and Jim goes, yeah, you also got it in your mouth and your asshole. And I just went, God damn, man.
So dude, I would give anything for them to do like a tough crowd on Patreon again today.
They should bring that back.
But I don't think they could put it on regular. They could if they did it like on Netflix. But if they had it like on a Patreon where they could go all out.
Yeah.
And the guys that are not just the guys from back then, but could you like Schultz on it now?
Right.
That just people.
You know who the heavy hitters are that
but
should do that.
people are going to dig and like tear bones out of people.
Listen, there was a moment I saw in a Tough Crowd clip where they were celebrating something about the show's whatever anniversary. So they had like a party set up, balloons, and Greg Giraldo grabbed two of the biggest, blackest balloons and put them on his chest and bent over. And who was the host?
Colin Quinn.
Colin Quinn goes, what is that? And he goes, Patrice's mother bending over the fruit punch bowl. But in the fruit punch bowl. And of course, Patrice let out that cackle that he does. Like, I'm just saying, damn. That's when you said to me about, dude, you didn't come up in comedy around a bunch of people. That is the one regret.
Yeah.
Because again, that camaraderie, that who gives a about your feelings, that does nothing but toughen you up.
But see, we're in, and I'm listen. I shouldn't say this because there's comics that are not part of this, but I don't know. I don't want to say. I don't have the number. It just feels to me that everything coming out is very sterilized and pussified. Today we don't have that. Who are the? I mean, there are groups, and there are groups guys that are out there doing it. But sometimes I feel like they're doing it just for that shock value. They did it to get under each other's skin.
Yeah, they enjoyed it.
Yeah, they wanted to see. They wanted to get to you.
Yeah,
it's different now. It's like I'm going all out because I have to. Like it's
Right.
it's my job.
Like you say, almost for likes
Yeah.
and clicks.
That was different. That was a passion to break you. Like
Yeah.
they wanted to break you.
Right.
And that was that like you said, that, you know, Burr talks about that. Like you know, you had to get ready to go sit next to Patrice at the store.
Right.
At the cellar. I mean, you had to
Right.
get ready, you know, because,
Right.
you know, and I love the fact that Burr to me is like one of the most honest guys, but he was going to check his clothes before he went because he
Yeah.
was going to be careful
Yeah.
because he wasn't going to give Patrice an opening.
He said, I remember that story. He said he had on some kind of shirt. And when he went down there and saw Patrice and them, he went, oh no. Like he just knew he was in trouble. Because he realized what he had on. And he just said, oh no.
But to be, you know, and then that other aspect of it, to be in there that, you know, Patrice might not said he would have thought about it, but Patrice probably did. What's Bill going to say? Like you go to the store and you go to buy something, you go,
Right.
what's Bill going to say if you see me in the, you
Right.
know, what, and Burr's like, hey, what's he, what, you know,
Right.
what's Patrice going to, you know, and then Norton, like, what's Norton going to say?
Right,
You know,
right.
just that camaraderie, but with the older brother kind of like, I don't want to get victimized by
Right.
my family. You know
Right.
what I mean? That's what's missing, where people could put it together like
Dude,
that.
I told you, whenever I think of a joke to hit a heckler with, I use my comedic powers to do both sides. I go, if you say this, what would you say about what you just said? Because I'm thinking that could be that person's rebuttal. So now I got to load an extra shot for your shot. But the truth is, most people, regular civilians don't have that. Like I said, they have a 1746 musket. They
Yeah.
got one shot. We come with the AK-47. So you might run across a motherfucker in the audience because some street dudes are good at talking.
Yeah.
So you might run across a dude who can jab with you. But for the most part, most people can't.
But you know, in that room with those guys,
Oh,
they were
gunslingers.
and they're hoping that you come back with something like
Yes,
that.
it's a
because
gunfight.
They have the other bullet
It's
ready to go.
Gunfight, dude.
Dude, I just wish I was. And you know, this motivates me to go to New York more, and hopefully I can find that for myself.
But I
because
don't
that's
know
what I
that
want.
that exists now.
I think it does. I think there's a handful of people that it does. I don't know. You know, we've watched the comedy community break apart, and I don't mean break apart as people, but break apart is like where it's at. I mean, it's in Nashville, it's in Austin, it's in New York, it's in LA. It doesn't have to be. It's in Atlanta. It doesn't have to be in LA anymore or New York. It's all over. So the group isn't as tight as it used to be.
Right.
You know, that day of going to the cellar and just, you know, walking in, being careful. Like, I don't want this guy to see me because of that. I think that's gone.
I knew for sure back in the day, it was two groups, New York and Boston.
Yeah.
Boston had their clique,
Yeah.
and New York had its clique. But like you said, now it's so spread out, it's a bunch of cliques. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Is the product diluted because it's everywhere now? But I guess not, because whoever's the funniest in that region,
Yeah.
it's going to be what it's going to be.
Well, there's a lot of people that want to be comics, so I think people will infill that area. But it's just, as they said, because there's so many more people, there's a lot more comics that are good to great comics. But there's a lot more bad comics now then too.
Patrice used to do something that they called comedy court, where they would take people's bits and put them on trial. And go, dude, is it hacky? Is it not funny enough? Like, dude, we're going to examine your bit. And we're going to break down if your bit should be thrown away, locked in jail, or get a pass,
And
acquitted.
he would do this with headlining comedy.
Everybody. Like, dude, you need to, we saw your set. You need to come to comedy court.
I would love
We need to put your bit on trial. Man, do you know how intimidating that feels?
Yeah, just hearing that makes sense.
Hearing that.
And I just went through every joke in my head and go,
And you're gonna go, why should it matter to me what their breakdown of my bit is? It gotta laugh. But you're hearing it from your peers.
Dude.
As some of the most toughest and respected. So it's gonna with your ego.
yeah, I can hardly put out another joke without me doing that in my head. If I had a group of peers who were going to do that in my head.
Todd Mitchell. I'm Todd and I just read that one. Yeah, man. Like I said, hit me up on Instagram or email me again the day before the show as a reminder. And I got you.
Is that podcast?
I said podcast.
That should be the name. We should change it from the email episodes to the podcast.
To the podcast?
Podcast. This Thursday should be podcast.
Podcast. That's funny. Riverman 1979 has got one line. Jungle in Africa. There is a lot of jungle in Africa. Remember we were talking about that? And I said, man, why you calling it the jungles? That's a stereotypical white, like the in the jungle. But there are jungles in Africa?
I know that it's a huge landmass. It's the biggest. It's like the biggest landmass. There has to be all kinds of different. What's the right word?
The white word?
The right word.
The white word is always the right word.
There has to be different kind of environments all throughout Africa, jungle to desert to everything.
Right. Dude, I saw a clip. I think I posted it. Matter of fact, I posted it. And you got to see this. Oh, no, I didn't post. Oh, no, I sent it to my brother. Hold on, you got to look at this, man. I can't imagine in a million years what would make a motherfucker do this. Look at this.
Lion coming. Point your vehicles. Faster, 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 Lion. Faster, faster. Faster, faster, Lion.
Just so you know, for context, I just showed Andy a clip where some people on a safari, white people.
There were some black people in there too.
No, they were the people that were the trucks to drive the trucks, got the guns. They weren't doing what the white folks was doing. These was having a picnic, a traditional red, white patterned blanket picnic in the open safari of Africa. You didn't see it because you just saw it once. There was even a chef. There was a dude with a chef's hat and a apron. I don't know if you call this white stupidity, white arrogance. Do you know what the you is?
They brought him out there.
Them want to get paid. Them is trying to get paid. They said, I don't agree with this one. This is a bad decision, but we will do it. Cut to the guy is telling him, hurry, hurry, Lion, come, faster, faster. And they show the one guy with the fanny pack, and that is out. Cut to, they're all running from a lion chasing the truck. What were you thinking? That is a bad idea on so many levels. Africa, you know there's lions. You're in the open, and you got food they can smell miles away.
Listen, man, I think this is funny. And I don't know why this is, but every movie that I see, like when people get out of their boat and take a little boat to go to the island, and then they bring food. Like they bring food to cook or have on, a little like picnic on the island. Dude, you have a boat. Eat on the boat.
Eat on the boat.
Go experience the beach, the island, walk around. Hey man, if you want, bring some water. Bring a Coke. Bring a Coke and a smile. But otherwise,
see, this is where I go, dude. This is where you're not white to me, because you think with black survival mentality. Most white people, this is where I go, man. And I love you, but you, man, y'all got this freedom about y'all, man. Where you just, if there's an arrogance, where you just go, nature, the laws of nature. I'm going to ignore all that because I want to have, what you got on, Birkins? What you call that?
I got Birkenstocks.
I got on Birkenstocks, and I want my feet to be out on the African plains, and I want to drink my Chevrolet Blue Blanc Cabernet wine, and I want to be on my blanket and take selfies. You're in Africa where there's loose lions and leopards and cheetahs. What the are you thinking? You white people, you cannot do everything you want in this life. There are rules. Understand? Boundaries.
They can do anything that they want to do. They just have to be able to understand the consequences for those things.
Consequences? What are consequences? I'm white. Like, what the you got to respect certain laws of nature.
Listen, if I have
everything ain't meant for you.
If I have a several $1 million yacht that has a kitchen in it, Why am I going to go make a picnic on I'll go enjoy. I'll bring some trail mix. I'll bring some trail mix to the beach.
If I got a $7 million yacht, it's going to have a caged lion in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm controlling this environment. That shit was just funny. Lion, faster, faster, faster. Like, I would my pants, dude. I wouldn't even do that. I wouldn't even do that.
Did you see the color of the clothing that they were wearing, though? They were wearing white pants. How do you go to safari?
They're not worried about dirt?
Not worried about dirt, nothing. You get it cleaned up. We're gonna put
we'll get the to clean our clothes. Umbibwe. Don't put too much bleach on that. I should have did it as a Bartholomew Wellington III.
That was ridiculous.
That was crazy.
I still don't understand, but they do that in the movies too. You see them; they come out there nice, expensive, and then they go on the beach and they're having like And what are you grilling something for? So everything in the neighborhood can smell it,
dude. And that's the key to me is you got food. These predators, these apex predators, have great sense ability. They can smell from a million miles away.
And it's funny too because they can probably smell it and know it's a sandwich. Like, I smell a sandwich, and then they get there.
I smell what I ate yesterday.
Yeah. And then they get there and they go, "Hey, look, that looks better than the sandwich. I'll take what's holding the sandwich."
Matter of fact, no, I'm gonna take both. I'm taking what's holding the sandwich and the sandwich, nigga. My God, that's insane, man. And listen, I've been to Africa twice. I've been on safari. It's a beautiful experience to see something as majestic and as beautiful as those animals without a cage. Seeing them in their natural environment is gorgeous. But I know I respect the rules. I'm not getting out the truck. Matter of fact, I've never even done it the way most people do it with the open truck. I went on a bus, nigga, where we were caged in. And the first time I did it, it was a drive-through where you stayed in your cars. So you could drive through the makeshift safari in your own car. But of course, they tell you, don't get out and don't roll down your windows. So, yeah.
I was just thinking from the other perspective, you're in your car, your window's up, and you're driving through, and the lions, you see the lions, and then the lions are looking at you, and the lion's thinking, yeah, man, they're very beautiful. They're beautiful, but you should see when they get out of the car, and they taste so good.
I'm telling you, dude, I know I said this on the podcast before, but the first time I went to South Africa and I went on the safari, and that was the one with the cars, I saw what you would see on a safari and not in a zoo. There was a pride of lions. There's a pride or pack?
Pride
of lions. And they were chewing on what I think was a horse's leg. Because you saw the whatever that, is it a hoof?
Whatever.
On the horse. You saw that part and a lot of the leg, the meaty leg. And when I saw that motherfucker chew off that flesh and it was just pulled, I said, oh yeah, this is real life. No. Matter of fact, let me show you one more other thing. This is another one. I posted this one. And I said, this is some white shit. Because on the second safari I went on, where they had a section of it where it was called Walk with the Lions. So it was you, whoever the guard keeper was, and a lion. And you could walk beside it with the guy. And of course, you always hear, they're more afraid of you than you are of them. So I posted this clip here.
They obviously don't know me.
Right. And I said, does that motherfucker look like he's scared of you? Get the out of here with that. Again, white arrogance. Somebody invented that saying.
That's a black dude on there, though.
I know that, but what I'm saying is like that scene in I think it's Avengers Endgame when Rocket says to Thor when they meet the first time, that's a made up word, and he goes, all words are made up. All sayings are made up. There's no way anybody but a white person invented that saying. They're more afraid of you than you are of them. Did that look scared? The lion?
No.
All right. Miss me with that.
He looked like he was about ready to walk up and look at the dude and go, boo.
And he looked at the dude and went, I ate an hour ago, so you good? I said, dude, again, when I went to Africa on the safari and you rode up on the Pride of Lions, dude, when I tell you, Andy, they didn't budge. No fear. They just stared. Not a budge, not a flinch. So miss me with that shit. They're more afraid. You. My when you listen to shit like that, that's how you get caught on camera with how animals attack. Because you go, man, they're more afraid of me. Believe that shit if you want to.
Yeah, no, they're not afraid of us.
At all. At all. Or maybe that lion looked at him and was like, you lucky I don't like dark meat, son.
Where you from? Brooklyn?
Where you from? Brooklyn? And that was a lioness. And I mean, just the look in that lioness's eyes when she locked in with the black dude. And she just looked at him, all right, turned her head slow and walked away. Like, who's in control here? And you saw he grabbed the handle?
Yeah.
Somebody said he grabbed the ocean handle.
Yeah.
This is short. Let me just read this last one.
Get it.
This is from Riverman, 1979 again. Black people overcooked. I'm a long-time listener who has written in once before. I was the one who sent in the Oh Steve, taken from an episode of Alfred Hitchcock Presents. It was the sound of a woman screaming and calling out to her husband, Oh Steve. I also came to see you guys in New Jersey once. I heard you guys talking about black people overcooking meat. Andy's right. I'm black, and I know I always want my steak well done. And in my experience, black folks generally want it like that. White people, on the other hand, like it bloody. This is something that is well known by restaurant workers. Black people like their steaks cook a lot longer. Keep up the good work. I think Andy won the poll on this one. I think he even might have edged me out in the trail mix poll.
Well, at least we know we're tied on the trail mix poll. But
okay, but on this one, I think you got me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think we,
Maybe that's the game we should play. Does Andy know black folks?
We know you know black folks. Well, let me not say that all the way because, you get enough emails of people that go, you don't know what the you talk. Well, no, knowing black folks and knowing certain parts of history and circumstances are two different things. Yeah. So you might be right. Okay, you want to give out some dates?
Yeah, let's do it. Guys, next week, Aries on his own.
Georgia.
Albany Municipal Auditorium, June 22nd, just one date. He's in, he's out.
You know what I mean? Like, in, I'm out.
One pump. I'm out.
Half a pump, man. That's when I just turn one cheek into it.
June 27th through June 30th, we're meeting back up at Helium in St. Louis. So we'll be at that St. Louis Helium Comedy Club. We haven't been there in a bit, and I like that club.
No, we were just there last year.
Yeah, but that's still a year. It's a full year.
Well, that's everywhere.
I know, but it's not usually a full year. It just feels like it's usually like 10 months. But that club is fun. That's a funny club, man. And the people who come, every show's different there. They're not bad, but they're all different.
I would say, let's say I don't know how many total we do, but let's say we do 6. 4 to at least 5 are solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then July 5th through the 6th, we're going to be at the Funny Bone in Omaha. July 11th through the 14th, we're going to be at the Improv in Irvine, California. July 18th through the 20th, we're going to be at Cobb's Comedy Club in San Francisco. August 1st through the 3rd, we're going to be at Laugh Out Loud Comedy Club in San Antonio, Texas. August 8th through the 10th, we're going to be at the Mic Drop Comedy Club in San Diego. August 22nd to the 23rd, Stand Up Live back in Phoenix, Arizona. We'll be there for the 2 nights, and then we're headed to Tucson, my hometown, Rialto Theater. That's August 24th, one night only. August 30th through September 1st, we're going to be at the Improv in Houston, Texas. September 7th, we're going to be one night only at the Complex in Salt Lake City, Utah. September 13th to the 14th, Hartford Funny Bone. September 20th and 21st, we're going to be at the Improv in Kansas City. That is my birthday. That's Kansas City, Missouri. Please come on out, celebrate my birthday. And then August 4th, one night only, Royal Oak Music Theater in Michigan. Come on out and see us out there.
Daddy B, hope you enjoyed this podcast.
Podcast. That's the name of the show, right?
Podcast, yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys. That's the show.
Spears and Steinberg.
Thanks for listening to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. If you'd like to know who's responsible for this, it was hosted by Ari Spears and Andy Steinberg, produced by Steve Merrick and Anthony Holmes, executive producer, Big Papa, Robert Kelly, and Matt Kleinschmidt for the Laugh Button Podcast. For more information on where to find us on the internet, visit SpearsburgPod.com.